Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Cupid, Parasite. In the last episode, Lynette and Ryuki skulked around a bit. We went on an unintentional date, stalking Melanie and Owen on their date, and things got a little spicy towards the end. Almost had an accidental kiss in the heat of the moment, but of course Ryuki was too shy at the moment and ran away. Ran away from the moment. And now we're in the next chapter, overheating. Guess things are going to get a little bit more heated up as things progress. There's still a lot of time for the relationship to progress as well, because there's still like a lot of chapters left in the route. So let's begin. The next morning. I ate breakfast in a daze and watched the morning news with Clarice. Not news to Acre. Here's a look at Los York Park during the beer festival held recently. Los York Park. Gonna bring up memories. Last night came floating back into my mind, and it put me on edge again. Took a bite of toast to try and distract myself. Why did I get such a thrill from just seeing two people kiss? It's not like I haven't seen that a million times before. I know, right? She could see everything. She was a little goddess watching people from above, but she's changing. She's starting to fall in love. Back in Celestia, I watched total strangers making out nearly every minute of every day. And of course, I've seen that kind of thing in countless romantic movies too. But that kiss last night felt like I was watching it happen for the first time. I was so incredibly embarrassed. Maybe it was because Ryuki was there next to me. Oh, Clarice. We haven't seen Clarice in a while. Hey, so what were you up to on your day off yesterday? You got back pretty late, didn't you? Huh? Yesterday? Well, I just went and saw a movie. All by yourself? No, with... You know, you've been pretty busy lately, huh? Seems like you're out and about anytime you have a day off. Did you find yourself a boyfriend or something? No, it's not like that at all. Oh, yeah? Well, we're talking about a guy here, right? Well, I'll tell you this. I bet he thinks it's like that. Huh? Guys don't usually meet up with a girl more than once if he's not into her. So if you ask me, he definitely likes you. Ryuki likes me? The glamour parasite. The guy who said I barely rank high enough to consider me his acquaintance. I mean... Not the best first impression, but he is definitely being nicer to you now. No, I really don't think so, although you can't expect Lynette to, like, pick up on this. She definitely did not pick up on Gil. Mega crushing on her. You've been meeting up with him a lot, am I right? Well, kind of, but it's not meeting up exactly. It's kind of like work-related. But if there was nothing there, you wouldn't be hanging out with him on your days off. And I've noticed all the gifts you've been getting. Makeup, clothes, accessories. Don't tell me you bought all that stuff. How did you know? I knew it! Because those aren't the kinds of things you normally buy for yourself. I thought it was kind of suspicious. That's definitely a good sign. But it's not clear if he knows how you feel yet, right? You think so? Maybe. Let me ask you this. The two of you have kissed already, right? What? No, we haven't. I mean, how can we kiss if we're not dating? Yeah, I think so. You don't have to be dating someone to have a little makeout session these days. What? As Cupid, I've always seen kissing as something you do after you've fallen in love. I mean, to have like, can have like shallow relationships. Just make out, have fun, and then part ways. Doesn't have to be like involved. But Clarice has always been more of a free spirit. Back in college, whenever I tried to get her to see things my way, she just verbally duck and dive away, so I gave that up. But this time, I was the one who wanted to know what she thought. Couldn't stop thinking about that kiss. Is kissing really that great? Of course! Frankly, I'm bummed to hear you haven't even gone that far yet. Clarice licked her lips and flashed a bewitching smile. Are you trying to seduce me, lady? Whenever I kiss someone, it feels like I'm on fire. And I could definitely get a sense of their love or whatever. People don't usually phrase it as love or whatever. Don't get hung up on the details. The point is, kissing makes me happy. Like things are really getting serious. I highly recommended giving it a shot with someone you like. Don't just grab some random guy off the street, of course. That would be weird. That would be assault. But the sooner you kiss him and fall in love, the better. Don't come crying to me if someone else swoops in and grabs him. Just hurry up and take that leap. No, I'm not gonna do it. But it's so nice. It'd be a shame if you don't get to experience it. Is it really that good? Peer pressure? My curiosity was already piqued, and Clarice is just making it that much worse. Couldn't help but wonder what it was like to share a kiss. I've seen people do it all in my life in Celestia, and I saw it again in person yesterday. But I never actually experienced it for myself. Have you like watched people in like the bedroom? It gets a lot messier, girl. A kiss can be sweet, or it can be sour. I remembered hearing that line in one of Aunt Minerva's movies. A kiss. Put a finger to my lips and looked up at the ceiling. I still couldn't imagine kissing someone. When I got to work and turned on my computer, I saw that I had an email from a client and one other person. Huh? The company president? That's another person we haven't seen in a while. It asked if I can come to his office at 11 a.m. to talk about the Parasite 5. Okay, good. So not like 5 a.m. The Parasite 5. As I wondered what this could be about, I checked my schedule. Then replied that 11 a.m. would be no problem. Right away, his reply came back. I'll see ya then. As usual, the president was quick to get back to me. The Parasite 5. I reconnected with Ryuki, but it's been forever since I talked to the other Parasite House members. Gil, Raoul, Alan. Wonder what happened to Monsieur Esse. Owen hasn't mentioned him since then. Is that what Mr. Snail wants to talk about? That whole thing was on hold last I knew. Whatever it was, it had to be work-related. I put it out of my mind and focused on my tasks for the day. As 11 o'clock rolled around, I headed up to the president's office. And so, during a business dinner the other day, they said they wanted to do a spread on the Parasite 5. A special magazine spread, huh? That's right. Parasite House is still really popular. Los York TV has been getting inquiries almost daily. The reporter wants to do a feature focusing on what everyone is up to these days. They all canceled their memberships, correct? Normally, we don't reach out to members after they leave, but this request is unrelated to the company. So it's not our place to decide. So, could you get in touch with them? Of course! Gil and Raoul did message me once in a while. Alan didn't reply, but I was sure he read my message. Thought it wouldn't be too hard. The others should be fine, but I don't actually have the contact info for Monsieur Essay, so that might be tough. In that case, I'm sure Owen can. Actually, there might be an issue with Owen acting as his representative. You see, Owen went on a date the other day, so... What? Ah! Crap! I probably shouldn't have mentioned that. I tried to play it off, but he clearly heard exactly what I said. Wait, is he not allowed to date? Or is it just because he won't have as much time? Mr. Snail stiffened and then crossed his arms and looked down at his desk. Or is he just surprised that Owen got a date before he did? I see. So he beat me to it. Yeah, okay, so he's like, man, I'm slower than Owen. Huh? He beat me to it? Beat him to what? I guess he wanted to get something done, but someone else got in the way? Whatever it was, I couldn't ask someone who was about to start a relationship to act as a proxy in an agency-related business. I mean, you gotta juggle that work-life balance. When I explained this to Mr. Snail, he nodded and let out a reluctant sigh. Actually, Monsieur Essay let me know personally that he was giving up on marriage. Oh, really? Then I guess it's just a Parasite 4 now. Maybe. But I was still hoping to use the Parasite 5 name for the feature, which is why I wanted Owen to help out. Mr. Snail sighed again and made a face as if he made up his mind. I suppose it can't be helped. I'll stand in as a representative instead. It's literally you! Huh? You, Mr. Snail? I'm the only other person involved with this show who's available after all. Anyway, I'll go on Monsieur Essay's place. I'd like you to get in touch with the other 4. Understood. And so, after who knows how long, I got in touch with everyone from the Parasite 5. A few days later, we're getting the group back together. The Parasite 5 were all gathered together one more time. I know it's been quite some time, but thank you all for joining me here today. As I mentioned in the email, today I'd like to... Okay, you don't have to be so formal. We're not your clients anymore, right? Right. I'm just here as your friend. Don't cry, Gil. Yeah, how could I say no to a fellow mythology lover? And my manager said it was fine to come, so... Oh, but it seems like we're missing someone. For reasons I won't go into, I'll be taking his place for today. Wow. So the president of Cupid Corp himself is gonna be acting as a stand-in? It's all part of the job. So, did everyone get a chance to look over the proposal? Mr. Snail took over and started explaining the details to everyone. The magazine wanted an extended feature that would touch on what everyone was up to these days. They also wanted Gil to edit the article, and Ryuki to put together the wardrobe for the photo shoot. No, everyone's gonna look fabulous. All that Alan, Rule, and Mr. Snail had to do was talk about their projects, work, or whatever they were working on. So that's the basic idea. Is everyone on board with this? Yeah, I'm totally in. Whatever I can do to help, I'll do it. Same here. But if I'm supposed to talk about work, does that mean I should talk about how to get someone into bed? I'd prefer if you could just talk about how you pick out the perfect pillow, please. I think I'll talk about some of the subtle mythology differences I've uncovered lately. Well, could you try and talk about your upcoming film? And how excited you are for it? Personally, I want to focus on the recent fluctuations in the company's stock price. How many people are going to be interested in that? Other than, like, businessmen. Actually, Mr. Snail, in your case, I'd love if you could talk about the secrets to a successful marriage. Of course. And for Ryuki... Ryuki was sitting in the corner, and when I called his name, he looked up as if he just noticed I was there. What? Oh, I was just wondering if you'd like to help me pick out the wardrobe for the article. Oh, sure. Without another word, he turned away again. He's embarrassed. Ryuki? I just have to pick out the clothes for everyone here and style them on the day of, right? Don't worry, I can handle that. Thanks, Ryuki. Don't mention it. I do this kind of thing all the time. When will the article be published anyway? Ryuki continued the conversation without ever making direct eye contact with me. The exchange made me feel a little uncomfortable, so I looked down at the materials in my hand. At the moment, it's scheduled for a December release. Okay, then I'll bring my upcoming February LY collection. I'm in the middle of putting it all together right now. You really make clothes that far in advance? Every designer worth their salt has started working on it. In fact, I'm a little bit behind. That's true. I forgot just how quickly the fashion industry moves. There's a lot of quick fashion out there, which does seem kind of wasteful, but... But we're gonna do a photo shoot, huh? I feel like a proper model. If you're gonna wear my clothes, you better be ready. I won't allow any of you to embarrass me. Okay. But will we have time? I assume we could just take the photos in whatever clothes we were wearing. The shoot is on this day, right? In that case, we have time. If I couldn't make that date, I'd have much bigger problems. I see. For perspective, by the time the magazine comes out, the entire line will be sold out. Anyway, I'll have the clothes ready by the day of the shoot. I don't foresee any problems. He tapped his fingers on the calendar. The shoot was 3 days from now. Oh, now he's gonna overwork himself. Well then, that's very helpful. Could you let her know when everything is ready? Moving on to other business. Mr. Snail briskly moved the conversation along. But Ryuki looked like he wasn't paying any attention. He just sat there fidgeting. There was clearly something wrong with him. Kept sighing to himself and making a face as if he was in pain. Wonder if he's not feeling well. I kept a close eye on him and eventually his eyes met mine. But just as quickly he turned his gaze away. It was frankly really strange. I hope he's not coming down with something. Come on, Lynette. Oblivious. The oblivious protagonist. We were seated pretty far away from each other, so I didn't have a chance to ask him what was going on. But all through the meeting, I couldn't help but worry about him. Okay, so please be sure to follow the itinerary we discussed on the day of. Okay. Okay. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Mr. Snail looked at his watch and rushed out of the room before anyone else. I assumed he had another meeting to attend. Alright, I'm out of here. One by one, everyone got up from their seats. Gil grabbed all his belongings and came running over to me. Hey Lynette, if you're free tonight, I was thinking we could... Gil, my friend, what are you up to tonight? I brought that movie we were talking about the other day. Why don't we give it a watch? Oh no, Ro, you cockblocked him. Huh? No, Oh, you don't mind if I join you, do you? Not at all. The more the merrier. I'd love to hear what you think of it. Okay, it looks like it's the three of us. No, hold on. Come on then, let's get going. Rolling out and grabbed Gil and dragged him away. I guess that's how they keep Gil at bay. Because otherwise, like, Gil is like the one person who's probably gonna like mega crush on us in all routes. I caught Ryuki glancing at me, but he left the room without saying a word. I guess he really isn't feeling well today. I got the sense he didn't want to talk to anyone, so I left him alone. But I still found myself worrying about him. I was cleaning up and thinking about sending him a message later when I noticed a pen fall under the table. Let me just bend down and get this. Ooh. Oh, this is Ryuki's pen. Oh, I gotta go get it back to him. I recalled seeing him use it while he was working on his designs. I quickly ran after him to give it back. Okay, she didn't seduce him by bending down in front of him. Wasn't there like a... I forgot, was it like Legally Blonde or something? It was like, you bend and snap. Like when you like try to bend down and grab something seductively. Although the snapback would probably just ruin my back. I caught up with him right near the entrance to Cupid Corp. Ah, Ryuki, there you are. I'm glad I caught you. This is yours, right? I found it in the conference room. As I handed him the pen, our fingertips happened to touch, and Ryuki jerked away like he'd been shocked. No. Ryuki? He looked at me with dismay, and his eyes seemed to be tearing up. Suddenly, his face turned red, and he started to breathe in quick, short gasps. I knew it! He must be coming down with something. Coming down with the love sickness. He was exactly just like Claire's did when she was laid up in a bad head cold. But he didn't seem to realize he was sick. I figured someone had to tell him, and it may as well be me. Sorry about this, but... Huh? Bum. Oh no. He's so flustered, he looks so much younger. So much more vulnerable. I reached out my hand and put it on his forehead. I assumed he had a fever, but... Huh? It felt warm, but no more so than any other forehead. It's hard to tell. I put my other hand to his forehead to get a second opinion. A little warmer than me, maybe, but... Even if it was a slight fever, it could get way worse if left untreated. Oh, we gotta take care of him. Let's go to his house. And I knew that Ryuki was likely to keep working hard with no regard to his own health. He never cut himself any slack, and he refused to stop until the job was done. You know, the flu's been going around a lot lately. I think you need to get some rest. What? Ryuki? I'm fine. Ah, Ryuki. Ryuki pulled away from me and then suddenly took off running. He said he's fine, but I'm not so sure. I was still worried, but I figured he'd just get annoyed if I kept bothering him about it. He does look after his health in order to maintain his beauty, so I'm sure he'll be fine, right? Still feeling uneasy, I went back to my desk. Three days later. It was the day that the final wardrobe outfits were supposed to arrive, but I hadn't heard anything from Ryuki. That's strange. Usually Ryuki is really good about keeping me up to date on his work. Tried calling him again on the way home, but he didn't pick up. I'd also sent him several messages, but he never replied. In fact, they were never even marked as read. I couldn't deny that I was pretty worried. Would it be too much for me to go to his house? He did say I could stop by anytime. You're gonna give him like a heart attack. Kagura, wait. Bark! Just then, a sharp sound startled me out of my thoughts. I looked down to see Kagura standing in front of me. How'd you get out? Kagura? What are you doing here? Where's Ryuki? Did he fall down a well or something? I looked around, but I didn't see him anywhere. She gently took my hand in her mouth and tugged, as if she wanted me to come with her. Ruff! Ruff, ruff, ruff! Alright, did Ryuki fall down the well? Take me to him! I decided to let her lead me away, and before long we arrived at Ryuki's house. I saw that the door was unlocked. Kagura must have unlocked it somehow? I nervously went inside. I'm a smart dog. Smart dog that knew where Lynette worked. Ryuki, sorry to disturb you like this. Is he gonna be like collapsed on the ground? The entryway was freezing and the whole house was dark. I turned the lights on and unconsciously dropped my bag at what I saw. It was Ryuki, collapsed in the middle of the room, surrounded by his own drawings. Oh, he drew until he dropped. Ryuki! Ugh. I ran over and dropped down next to him. He must have been, like, frantic, trying to, like, complete the deadline. Didn't help that, like, Lynette's been distracting him. I touched his cheek and was shocked at what I felt. It's so hot! He hadn't been feeling well. I knew it. I should have made more of an effort. Seeing him in such obvious agony, I nearly started crying. But no, I knew he needed some water. Then I needed to get him into bed. But I had to act quick. Ryuki, it's gonna be okay. Ryuki! The classic take care of your love interest in bed. Okay, that was a shorter chapter. F4B3C2 to what? Ryuki! Ryuki! Alright, we'll do one more chapter. Okay, this is Ryuki's perspective, I'm guessing. Because it's in green. I could hear her voice in the distance. Lynette, surely the most annoying advisor Cupid Corp had ever seen. But why was I hearing her voice? It's not like she was there in my house with me. Oh, now he's gonna think she's an illusion and do something weird. Ugh, my head is killing me. I'm so thirsty. I can't think straight. This fever is too much. This is all her fault. It's her fault for being so cute in the first place. She was supposed to be DA536E, but she was just so beautiful. Gave me a fever. "3 days ago, the day of the magazine meeting." Okay, let me just check everyone's schedules. I sighed as I watched her work quickly and efficiently. It's so strange. Her makeup colors and contours are the same as ever. Well, she looks so much cuter. Are my eyes lying to me? Or is her makeup actually better than usual somehow? Love is messing you up, dude. No matter how hard I looked, it was obvious that her hair, her skin, her makeup, it was no different than any other day. And yet, she looked better than I'd ever seen her. Your clear voice, her smiling face. Somehow her grade had gone up by at least 10 points. When she came close to me, I thought I was gonna completely stop breathing. A little warmer than me maybe, but of course I'm gonna heat up if you get that close. I was so hot, felt like my head might explode. It's all because of that adorable face right in front of me. But none of it made any sense. It was completely impossible. Thinking about it logically, there's no reason she should be so cute. So the first thing I did after the meeting was go to the eye doctor. He's like, I am sick. He doesn't even know what love is. He's just like, something's wrong with me. I gotta see a doctor. Come on, he's that dense. It must be some kind of visual defect, making her look cuter than normal. That's the only explanation. I was totally convinced that my eyesight must be failing, but this guy is too much. Ophthalmologist. Nope, there's nothing wrong with your eyes. Nothing? Nothing at all! Your eyes are about as perfect as eyes can get, so you don't have to worry about that. Then what's going on? I went to a few more eye doctors just to make sure, but they all said the same thing. You really needed a second opinion for that. Finally, I headed home, still with no idea what was going on. Woof! Kagura. I crouched down and scratched her head. She gave me a pleased look in return. Nobody is as beautiful as my Kagura, and she was exactly as beautiful as I remembered. Weird. So everyone else looks the same as ever. Then why does she look so much cuter? Just then, my phone rang. It was my sister calling me from Japan. Ryuki's older sister. Which voice should I give her? God, there's so many characters. I think I might just give her Claris's voice. Hey Ryuki, how are you? Fine as ever. How are you? I'm doing great naturally. But I gotta be honest, you sure don't sound fine. No, it's nothing. But well, my eyes have been acting up on me lately. Your eyes? That's not good. What's the matter? Are you getting enough sleep? You're not going blind, are you? No, nothing like that. It's just her beauty grade is supposed to be average, but she looks so pretty. Huh? This is definitely something you need to tell me about. Her color is DA536E, and her skincare routine is average at best. She shouldn't be pretty, but she is. So we're talking about one specific girl here. Yeah, but no other girls have changed. Kagura looks the same for one. Comparing a dog to a person. So I went to a bunch of eye doctors today. I thought maybe something was wrong with my eyes, but... Ryuki, you eternal idiot. Don't you say it's love, duh. Huh? Love? I'm in love? Gosh, you had me so worried. But this is obviously love, so help me. If you let this chance pass you by. Oh, by the way, I was hoping you could send me some soap from that Los York boutique I love. She's like changing the subject. He's like, Ryuki, you idiot. I could hear my sister talking on the other end of the line, but I had no idea what she was saying. Love? I'm in love with her? I thought about all the times I'd heard her laugh and felt a stabbing pain in my chest. My heart started beating faster, my cheeks got hot, my chest tightened up. Was this what it meant to be in love? It sucks, right? But I never heard of love making your eyes go crazy. I think that might just be... I mean, love is blind, like, you love someone and you kind of look past their faults and they look a lot nicer than they usually would. But in your case, your eyes are kind of weird because you see like everything as colors. Apparently, it changed how you. Apparently, it changed how you saw people, regardless of their beauty grade. Which meant I was losing my sense of objective beauty. Oh no, he's gonna panic. This isn't good. I still haven't come up with a single design that could satisfy my grandmother. If I fall in love, I'll be ruined as a designer. I'm not supposed to fall in love. Ryuki, hey, are you listening to me? Sorry. I'm a little bit busy right now. Hey, wait a second. Like, I ended the call, tossed the phone away from me, and quickly opened up my sketchbook. The truth was, I was scared. I hated the idea of losing my talent as a designer. But no, it should be fine, right? There's no reason I couldn't work the same as always. I caught my breath and started sketching the clothes we'd wear for the photo shoot that we talked about earlier that day. But something happened that I didn't understand. No matter how much I drew, I couldn't figure out what was good, what was right. Up until now, I had always been supremely confident in my sense of style. But now, I just couldn't figure it out. I thought I had a perfect image of the trends I wanted to incorporate into my LY collection and my customers' needs. But even with all that in mind, I couldn't tell if the designs I was sketching were good or totally lame. That had never happened to me before. I was sure I must be losing my mind. All I knew that I couldn't fall in love, that it would ruin me as a designer. Still, I kept on working on my designs. Oh no. I mean, what? Poor guy. It's like, you joined Cupid Corp to find a wife and fall in love. But he didn't expect this to happen. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I didn't care that it was ruining my beauty regimen. I was just scared. Kept drawing and drawing and drawing, as if doing that could push everything away. Finally, I came down with a fever. Alright, the first time he's been sick in a while. I managed... oh, back to Lynette's perspective. I managed to drag Ryuki to his futon and sat down next to him. Back in college, Gil always took care of Claris whenever she was sick, so I had a pretty good idea of what to do. Ryuki! Grrr. Kagura also sat next to the sleeping Ryuki, obviously anxious. His breathing was shallow, as if he was in pain even now. I got a bowl of water and put a wet towel to his forehead. Gotta make him some porridge. I hope he'll be okay. My heart ached for him. I nervously squeezed his hand, unsure of what I would do if his fever kept getting worse. I made some porridge, but he still isn't waking up. Okay, doing all the tropes. I had done a search online for Japanese food when sick, and made a batch of rice porridge based on the results. Just then, Ryuki's eyes fluttered open and he frowned. Huh? Ruff, ruff! Kagura. Ryuki sat up and gave Kagura a pet. I was overjoyed to see his usual calm face. Ryuki! Thank goodness! At the sound of my voice, he looked over at me and went completely stiff. Oh no, the person at fault here. What the? You had a fever. You collapsed. Don't you remember? Kagura came to find me. Ruff, ruff. What are you? Huh? What's wrong? Of everyone in the world, What are you doing here? Grr. No, Kagura. It's not your fault. If anyone's to blame, it's me. Are you okay? You probably still have a fever. I tried to put my hand on his forehead again, but he pushed me away. Stop it! I don't have a fever. What? But... Oh no. Why are you so pretty? You're like a gradient from F4B3C2 to BCE2E8. What are those colors? Gotta Google it. F4B3C2. Okay, it's like a lighter pink. Before she was like a darker pink, like a camellia. And then the BCE2E8. Okay, that's like a light blue. So she's like a weird gradient, like icy water. That's what they call it. Like a weird gradient of light pink and light blue. Huh? Just leave me alone. I don't need you. I'll be fine. What? Be careful. Ryuki was starting to wobble and I rushed to grab onto him. His entire body was still surprisingly hot. See? You're still burning up. You need to drink some water, then... Why... Ryuki grabbed my arm. Seemed on the verge of tears. No. No. I don't want you to be pretty. Pretty? Didn't sound like himself. I stiffened with surprise. Did I mishear him, maybe? The glamour parasite would never say something like that. Oh no, she's just like I must have had some lint in my ears or something. But he did. He did say it. I couldn't believe he thought I was pretty. What? The arm wrapped around me was hot. The head on my shoulder was hot, and my own head was hot, as if I had a fever myself. Whatever's happening right now, I need to take care of him. In that moment, I was his nurse. I shook my head to push away the warmth in my cheeks, let go of Ryuki, and stood up. Oh, I made some porridge. Do you think you can eat some? Ryuki looked at me, then nodded slightly. I think so. Good, just give me a second. Hope he's not like this is garbage. I put a glass of water and the pot of porridge on a tray, then carried it over to the futon. Okay, eat up. I'm not sure if it'll be to your taste, but... Ryuki drank the water, then picked up the spoon. Even in that moment, he had a stubborn look on his face. I guess I'll try some. His voice was weak, probably thanks to the fever. He was clearly suffering. Still in a bit of a daze, he took a small bite of porridge. As he swallowed, he blinked a few times. It's good. Really? I'm so happy. I've never made Japanese food before, so I was worried I messed it up. Actually, it's delicious. Although I'm not sure if I'm tasting it right. I'm incredulous and everything. Although, being sick kind of messes up your taste buds. Huh? No, never mind. Ryuki just stared at the bowl and ate his porridge in silence. I started to get the sense that it wasn't just his fever making him act like he was in so much pain. He finished his meal and sat there for a moment before lying back down on the futon again. Kagura lay down with her face right next to his. Woof! Grr! Come on, Kagura. Don't give me that look. Grr. Ryuki patted her head and sighed again. They should have given her like a portrait. They gave like Chi a portrait. Give the dog a portrait. He stole a glance at me, then immediately looked down again. His long eyelashes cast shadows across his cheeks. Your color is a gradient from F4 B3C2 to BCE2 E8. I think my eyes are going crazy. I can't judge objective beauty scores anymore. Ryuki muttered weakly and closed his eyes. A few moments later, his breathing slowed and he was fast asleep. Snooze. F4 B3C2 to BCE2 E8. I looked them up on my phone and both of them were quite lovely colors. But I thought my color was Camellia. Does that mean I'm starting to look different to him? Just then I remembered the drawings that were scattered on the floor when I got here. I had gathered them all up and put them on the table so I could lay out Ryuki's futon. I went to get them and look through them one by one. He crossed out each one of them. He written things like rejected and no good on the pages. He was obviously struggling with his designs. That's too bad. They're all so good. But Ryuki was a perfectionist. No matter how beautiful a design was, if it didn't meet his standards, he rejected it outright. So he was in a slump and kept pushing himself harder and harder until he literally made himself sick. And all because he was incredibly hard on himself, just like his grandma. So he was pushing himself to the limit until he actually collapsed. But I hope he can get some rest now, if nothing else. I gently pushed his sweat-drenched hair back away from his forehead. The next morning, I heard Ryuki wake up as I was making breakfast. Is he better already? Bounces back fast. He's young. Oh, are you awake? When I poked my head out of the kitchen, Ryuki's eyes widened in surprise. Huh? What are you still doing here? I couldn't just leave someone so obviously sick alone, could I? Besides, he gave me permission to be here. Oh, I hope you don't mind that I used your kitchen. Do you think you're ready for some breakfast? I made a traditional Japanese breakfast according to a recipe I found in a cookbook in the kitchen. Miso soup, rice, grilled fish, and natto. I still didn't know much about Japanese food, but that sounded good to me. Ryuki peeked into the kitchen, and when he took a deep whiff, his eyes lit up. I guess I could eat. I mean, I think my fever broke. Are you sure? I reached out and touched his forehead. He was right. He didn't seem nearly as hot as before. That's... I guess you're right. Looks like your fever is gone. That's good. I was really worried. What? No, never mind. I need to go wash my face. Okay, I'll get the rice ready. Okay. I thought he'd be happy, but the expression on his face was kind of complicated. Like a combination of sad and embarrassed. Maybe it was just my imagination, but his eyes seemed especially shiny. Either way, he headed to the bathroom to freshen up. But before he was out of sight, he suddenly looked back at me. I was met with a strangely wistful gaze. Felt like we were entwined. I couldn't move. But in the next instant, he looked away and rushed out of the room. I must have seen Ryuki wake up a dozen times or more when he lived together during Parasite House. I should have been used to it, but I felt like I was seeing it for the first time. I couldn't stop staring at his back. I finished my breakfast and decided to leave and head to work. I'm gonna head to the office. Are you sure you're okay? Make sure to get plenty of rest today, okay? Don't worry about me. My fever's gone and I got plenty of sleep last night, so I'll be fine. Are you sure? But even if his fever was gone, it was important to take time to make sure you were fully recovered. If he pushed himself too hard now, he could collapse again. I was so worried I almost didn't want to leave. I really didn't want to get him to get sick again. If you don't mind, could I come by again after work? I think you would like that. I told you I'm fine. I can't work with you around. You're too distracting. Yeah. Or he's gonna get mad. Alright, fine. I've got Kagura with me, so I'll be fine. I've got work to do, so just get out of here. I found myself forcibly ejected from the house by an obviously angry Ryuki. The door closed behind me, so I gave up and decided to head to work. Oh, he's gonna regret that later. He's gonna miss her. Is he really gonna be okay? Even after getting to work, all I could think about was Ryuki. I was so surprised when I found him laying on the floor yesterday. Surprised and scared. What would have happened if he didn't wake up? Humans are so much more fragile than gods. So of course I wanted to keep checking on him if at all possible. I can like forget she's a god sometimes. So, I wonder, could she like not get sick? Is she immune to that? Or is she like essentially human now? Because she has to eat. But he said I would just be a distraction. Even if I showed up at his door, I was sure he'd just tell me to go away. But he was all alone there. He had Kagura with him, but I still felt uneasy. But despite all that... What are you sighing about? Oh, hi Clarice. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Oh... Clarice smiled and shot me a meaningful look. I didn't come home yesterday, so she obviously had her suspicions. Seriously, it's nothing. I just had to take care of him. Oh, does this mean you went to his house? Wow, you two must be really close. Ugh. I dug my own grave, but I really did just take care of him all night. There was nothing to be embarrassed about. Yeah, you wouldn't do that to a sick person, would you? Honestly, I had nothing to hide. No. No, I don't want you to be pretty. Wait, what? It wasn't the first time someone told me they thought I was pretty, but I never expected that from Ryuki. It wasn't even like, wow, you're pretty. It's like, no, I don't want you to be pretty. Be ugly. Jeez, why are you different? I suddenly found it impossible to focus on Clarice's face, so I quickly looked away. I'm telling you, nothing happened. Anyway, I have an appointment to get to. Right, of course. Clarice gave me a casual wave. I turned away and hurried off to the interview room. My mind was a flurry of concern, embarrassment, and all kinds of unknown emotions. That look on her face. She's totally in love. I can't believe she hasn't realized it. Thank you for waiting. Oh, Melanie. Oh, hello there. Melanie had made an appointment yesterday to sit down with me today. It's been a while, huh? How have you been? Well, actually, after we went on our date, Owen and I have decided to officially become a couple. Ah, yes, girl. Oh, congratulations. I haven't heard from you since you went out, so I was getting a little worried. were you? You knew it went well. It was true. Melanie hadn't gotten in touch since they went out on their date. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry. Actually, I meant to call you the day after our date, but I started running a fever. It was too much for her. Too much romance. Oh no! Are you okay? Oh yeah. It's probably just because this is all new to me, and my body didn't know how to react. A fever? The image of Ryuki fast asleep flashed across my mind again. His fever was so high. It did go down after a night, but there was no way he was back to full health. Are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? Well, you just seem to be worried about something. Melanie was looking at me with concern. Dang it. If I'm making my own clients worry about me, I'm not doing my job as an advisor. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you, but it's okay. I'm totally fine. Anyway, are you worried about anything else with you and Owen? If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Thank you, but I think I'm okay for now. Are you sure? Yeah, I think so. But there is one thing. Are you going to see Ryuki anytime soon? Huh? Oh yes, I mean, maybe. The sudden mention of his name made me jump. Once again, I failed as her advisor. Are you okay? No, don't worry about it. Sorry about that. Anyway, you mentioned Ryuki, right? What can I do? I just wanted to tell him thank you. Without him, I don't think I ever could have gone out with Owen. All right, of course. I'll let him know the next time I see him. I forced a smile onto my face. Melanie squeezed my hands and gave me a serious look. If there's anything I can do to help you, please just let me know. Huh? You've helped me so much up until now. I'd love to return the favor. Her eyes were filled with confidence, completely different from when we first met. There was no denying she had changed. The kindness I had always known was still there, but there was something extra. I felt like that was probably thanks to Ryuki. Ryuki. When I thought of him, my heart ached sweetly. I recalled his designs scattered on the floor and his feverish face. I smiled again, doing my best to cover up how I was really feeling. After all, I was at work. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But I'm fine, really. And I was sure Ryuki would be fine too. He always worked so hard. No matter how much I worried about him, I had to believe in him. Melanie just nodded at me. I was surprised again at the confidence in her eyes. Oh, Melanie. Another person they really need a portrait for. I really like that, like, she's like a side character, but they made so much story development for her. Alright, Ryuki back at work. Ugh. The day after my fever broke, I showed up at my boutique as if nothing had happened. I compared my new designs to the clothes in the store. I still had no idea what the right answer was. Sales were doing fine. The women's line was doing great, and it looked like the season's collection would all sell out. But the real problem was the next season. Thank goodness I already came up with the next women's line at least. I had so much fun working on the women's line. I'd already come up with everything I needed and passed it on to the factory. All I had to do now was design the next men's line, but that wasn't going nearly as well as I'd expected. Hey. Oh, the Ryuki employee. Yes? What can I do for you, Mr. Kesain? I asked my salesperson for his opinion, but he just stared at me with fear in his eyes. He was worried about getting in trouble. It was written all across his face. I didn't like that. Never mind. I knew I wouldn't get a straight answer from him. He made some excuses about putting away some merchandise and scurried into the back room. Everyone else is like that. As soon as I came up to them, they all got scared and ran off. You do intimidate people. She wouldn't be afraid of giving me her honest opinion at a time like this. Lynette Meir, as soon as I thought about her, I felt like I was gonna start running a fever again. My face started getting hot, just like when I had one of my hot rock saunas. I knew I never should have asked her. I had no idea how I was gonna regain my sanity. But I didn't want to go any more crazy than I already was. I just wanted things to go back to the way they were. Just then, the door swung open and my breath caught in my throat. Oh no! Is Lynette gonna throw a wrench in things? Any hope I had of cutting her out of my life disappeared. Oh, it's Melanie. Hello there. Oh, it's you. I let out a sigh as I compared the drawings in my hand with the clothes in the store. Standing in front of me was a big 47585C shape. That's mean. Could you get out of the way, please? The blurry shape was distracting my view of my clothes. I tried looking away, but 47585C cut into my eyeline one more time. It was extremely annoying. Listen, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I'm sorry, but have you and Miss Meir been having problems lately? Huh? I froze at the mention of her name. To be honest, I thought she was the one that walked in at first. Why do I keep running into that name? The music just starts up again. I knew something was wrong. 47585C came closer. Her beauty grade had gone up, thanks to me, but her color was still the same. Everyone's color and beauty grade was still the same. The only thing that had changed was Lynette Meir. Just tell me this, Mr. Kisain. Do you love Miss Meir? Huh? There was that word again, but as a designer, I was never supposed to fall in love. It's like, come on, how do you think your grandma had babies? Like, how do you think any of your family is gonna reproduce? It's like, no, they don't love anyone. They're just some amorphous beings that, I don't know, reproduce asexually and produce more designers. No, of course not. I don't love anyone. Please just look inside yourself. If you hurt Miss Meir, I'll never forgive you. What? No true artist can fall in love. Love taints the true colors of the world. That was absolutely the wrong thing to say. It wasn't cool, and it wasn't something an actual genius would say. But once I opened my mouth, I couldn't stop. I don't understand. She's outside my beauty system. She's a 60. A B rank at best. But whenever I see her, she's just so cute. So something must be wrong with my eyes. I want my life back. Am I just supposed to admit that I'm in love with her? If you're in love with someone, of course they'll look cute to you. What? Then this is normal. All of this. Forget that weird beauty system. That's like something a machine would do. It's not human at all. We're not computers, you know. We have feelings. It's totally normal to see things differently depending on your emotions. Even my favorite outfit changes from day to day. Maybe that was fine for the average person, But I'm a designer, so... Nobody else has changed, but one person looks prettier, right? Then what's the problem? Just acknowledge your feelings. When you're in love, it's natural for the other person to look cuter or more cool than usual. For me, Owen is more cool than any Sillywood actor. That's just how people are. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I should get going. After completely ripping into me, 47585C left the store. You can't even call her Melanie. She was the color of a rusty mouse. But she wasn't wrong. There was nothing wrong with my eyes. 47585C was exactly the same as before. And my employees, and Kagura, and everyone else I knew, everything was the same as before. There hadn't been any change in my absolute sense of color, except for this one person. I see. I stood there stunned. Everything became clear to me, as if the fog had been lifted. Only one person was beautiful to me, and even her color had improved. Thank God you're not polyamorous, Ryuki, or else you'd just go absolutely nuts. Like, I don't know anything anymore. Everyone would be changing colors. I was afraid of being swept away by these feelings and losing my sense of style, but I understand now. I love her. Finally, I was able to accept it. I was able to accept that I had fallen in love with someone. Good job, Melanie. You put him back on his feet. I had no idea that this is what love felt like. I felt good when she smiled at me, and I blushed when she touched my hand. I was happy with her near me. She was the one source of light in my world. I thought it was strange, but apparently that's how it worked. I thought that I should be worried if someone's color changed. But as long as everyone else's color didn't change, I was fine. That didn't mean I lost my abilities. I was so afraid of what my feelings for her meant that I lost touch with all my other feelings. Stupid me. I thought it just meant I was in a slump. I looked at the sketches in my hand. I wasn't in a great space mentally when I drew them, so they weren't exactly perfect. But now I knew how to make them right. I grabbed a pencil and some paper and got to work. Now I understand. I understand. I understand! I hadn't felt this way in a long time. My hands could barely keep up with my thoughts, and more ideas kept pouring in. My own preferences, what future trends might look like. My hands were expressing it all. No, my eyes hadn't gone crazy. It was just the person I'd fallen in love with that was so unbelievably beautiful. I see. And in a flash of inspiration, I knew something else. The world I've lived in so far only involved me. There hasn't been room for anyone else. An absolute, mechanically correct approach. No blurry lines. One single constant. But other people didn't live like that. Humans are emotional beings. The way they see the world changes depends on their mood. So, of course the grade would change depending on the person. How did I not realize that? Is that why my sister kept telling me to figure out what love was all about? Is it because I've been following the 10 Kesayan commandments and ignoring everything else? When you fall in love, everything changes. Is what she wanted to teach me? Apparently Owen looked like the coolest guy in the world in that girl's eyes. And in my eyes, Lynette is the cutest girl ever. There's a world of difference between knowing and not knowing something. So different, in fact, that it changed the design I was working on. But I was sure it was so much better than before. Which meant I could design it so much faster than before. Couldn't wait to get to work. Just admitting that I had feelings for her helped me stop feeling so lost. Instead, I felt truly incredibly happy. Next chapter? Alright, next chapter! Oh, he's changing. An invincible generation gap. Alright, we're getting to like a turning point here. He's finally realized his feelings. I'm glad he got out of the slump, because, you know, in anime, they drag on that slump for a while. So I am very eager to see how Ryuki approaches Lynette in this next coming chapter. Alright, let's take a little break. We will see their relationship develop in the next episode. We're running out of space on page 2. I think we'll have enough save slots though. We have like 10 pages of save slots and what, 5 guys? Alrighty. Well, I hope you guys are having a fun time with this. I'm getting really excited for what's to come. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.